Now we're taking a deep dive into the 1970s USA 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln cent. This coin is a gem from the past, with a rich history and a few interesting variations that collectors are always on the lookout for. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your collection, this episode has something for you. So, let's get started. We're going to explore the 1970s Lincoln cent. This coin is not only a piece of American history but also a fascinating collectible for coin enthusiasts. So, let's dive into its design, history, and the value it holds today. Let's start with the obverse, or front side, of the 1970s Lincoln cent. As with all Lincoln cents, the obverse features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This design, created by Victor David Brenner, has been a staple on the penny since 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. On the upper rim of the coin, you'll see the phrase "In God We Trust," a motto that has been featured on U.S. coins since the Civil War era. To the left of Lincoln's profile is the word Liberty, and just below that, to the right, is the date, 1970, along with the S mint mark. This S indicates that the coin was minted in San Francisco. Victor David Brenner, the designer of this iconic image, was a Lithuanian-American sculptor and engraver. His initials, VDB, can be found on the reverse of earlier Lincoln cents, but due to controversy, they were removed shortly after the coin's release in 1909. However, they were restored on the obverse of the coin in 1918 and have remained there ever since. Now, let's flip the coin to the reverse side. The reverse of the 1970s Lincoln cent features the Lincoln Memorial, which was designed by Frank Gasparo. This design was introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, replacing the earlier wheat ears design. At the top of the reverse side, you'll find the phrase United States of America, and below that, the national motto E pluribus unum, which means out of many, one. At the bottom, the denomination 1 cent is clearly displayed. One interesting feature is that if you look closely at the Lincoln Memorial, you can see a tiny depiction of the statue of Lincoln sitting inside the monument. This is a remarkable detail, considering the small size of the coin. Gasparo's design for the Lincoln Memorial on the penny is intricate and detailed, showcasing the architectural beauty of this iconic structure in Washington, D.C. This reverse design was used on the Lincoln cent until 2008, making it one of the most recognizable designs in U.S. coinage. Let's take a step back in time to understand the historical context of the 1970s Lincoln cent. The year 1970 was a time of significant change and events in the United States. In 1970, the country was in the midst of the Vietnam War, and anti-war protests were at their peak. The civil rights movement had made significant strides, but the nation was still grappling with issues of race, equality, and justice. Economically, the U.S. was experiencing inflation and economic uncertainty, leading to changes in the way people viewed their finances, including coinage. The inflation of the 1970s also had an impact on the minting of coins. The cost of producing pennies was rising, but they remained in high demand for everyday transactions. As a result, the U.S. Mint produced a large number of pennies during this time to meet circulation needs. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 1970s Lincoln cent is the variations and errors that exist, making this coin particularly interesting for collectors. One of the key varieties of the 1970s penny is the doubled die obverse. This error occurs when the coin's design is struck twice on the same die, resulting in a noticeable doubling of the letters and numbers on the obverse. If you come across a 1970s penny with this doubling, it could be worth significantly more than its face value. Another important variety to look out for is the small date and large date variations. The small date variety has a thinner, more delicate 7 in the date, while the large date has a thicker 7. The small date is generally more sought after by collectors and can command a higher price, especially in higher grades. When it comes to handling and preserving your 1970s Lincoln cent, there are a few key tips to keep in mind to maintain its condition and value. First and foremost, always handle your coins by the edges and avoid touching the surfaces with your fingers. The oils and acids from your skin can cause tarnishing and wear over time. It's a good idea to use cotton gloves when handling your coins, especially if they're in uncirculated condition. For storage, coin holders, albums, or airtight containers are excellent choices. These methods help protect your coins from environmental damage, such as humidity and temperature fluctuations, which can cause corrosion or discoloration over time. Now, let's talk about the value of the 1970s Lincoln cent. While many of these coins are still in circulation today and are worth their face value of 1 cent, certain varieties and conditions can make them much more valuable. For instance, a 1970s Lincoln cent in pristine, uncirculated condition can be worth a few dollars, depending on its grade. Coins that have been professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC can fetch higher prices, especially if they are designated as high grade, such as MS65 or higher. Error coins, such as the doubled die obverse, can be particularly valuable. Depending on the severity of the doubling and the coin's condition, these error coins can range from $50 to several $100s. The small date variety is also more valuable than the large date, especially in mint state. It's also worth noting that the value of these coins can fluctuate over time based on market demand and economic conditions. Collectors and investors alike keep an eye on these trends to determine the best time to buy or sell. One of the best parts of coin collecting is the community and the resources available to help you expand your knowledge and collection. Whether you're attending local coin shows, joining a coin club, or participating in online forums, there are countless opportunities to connect with other collectors, share your finds, and learn more about this fascinating hobby. Coin collecting is not just about the monetary value, it's about the history, artistry, and stories behind each coin. The 1970s Lincoln cent is a remarkable piece of American history and a must-have for any serious collector. With its unique variations, historical significance, and the potential for hidden value, this coin is more than just a penny, it's a snapshot of a pivotal time in U.S. history.